my last question for all of you in the time that we have left. So what can individuals do? So we've been talking about getting involved. Do you have like some targeted actions that individuals can take that someone listening to this panel can say, I'm gonna go out and do this? Is there a website? Is there discrete behaviors, something that you want people to do right now? If they, I'm the Monday morning girl in my lab and go, okay, great. If we're going to do something, what are we going to start doing on Monday morning? What do you want people to do tomorrow morning now that they've heard us talk?
Well, I think the first thing I want them to do today is next time you ask someone, how are you? Hang around, look them in the eye and really listen to what they have to say, because many people say nobody asked. The second thing I want them to do is to join the chorus. This is a film that we launched yesterday. We need your voices. We've got some fantastic actresses and actors from across the Commonwealth. But we've also got our 54 leaders of the Commonwealth who committed themselves in 2018. So I'd say go onto our website, which is the.commonwealth.org. Look at the Commonwealth Says No More. Join us. Make your voice heard, and then take the material we've got there and please, please use it. Be the difference we need to see in the world. And you can do this. We can all do it. And it can start not tomorrow. Can I just beg, let's do it now, today. Join the chorus and say no more.
Wonderful. Liv, what have you got for us?
Yeah, let me jump in. I think my key points are as follows. To those of you who are in leadership positions, make sure that you actually join the movement to halve and thereafter eliminate global violence. Reduce inequality, reduce injustice, and make sure that people have access to justice. That's going to be a major step in the right direction. And to everyone, I think my key point is this: whether you're in a leadership position or in any other position, make sure that you listen, that you promote dialogue, and to get away from the echo chambers that Natalie talked about. Make sure that you also talk to people and listen to people that you disagree with. What worries me deeply these days is we have a very polarized world where we mostly talk with people we agree with. Now make sure actually that you talk to people that you disagree with also, and promote dialogue with them, try and solve problems, and listen. We need to create or find back to the respect for dialogue and respect for disagreement. Remember that disagreements are actually the core of the democracies that we want to promote. So disagreements are good, but we need to listen, we need to talk, and we need to get better at promoting dialogue. So join the movement to halve and eliminate global violence, and make sure that you do everything you can every day in order to promote dialogue and respect disagreement, I think are my key points.
Wonderful. Natalie.
This is such an important point, isn't it, about tolerance and inclusion of perspectives that are different to your own. I'm so pleased that Liv brought that up today, because it's so important that we learn how to disagree, that we reach out to people who aren't like us in whatever way that might be. And I think that inclusion, that diversity and plurality of thought and perspective is hugely important if we're going to create a more peaceful, more inclusive community, a more peaceful, more inclusive world. In terms of what we can do, I would say firstly from a business perspective, I would encourage others to look at creating policies and protocols to support people around gender-based violence. Our policy is open source, anybody can take it, and it's really about helping people know where to go to get help and to commit to support those people. So that's what I'd say from a business perspective. For individuals, I would take inspiration from the Secretary General and say, Peace starts at home. Peace starts with us today. And that is as simple as going onto your social media platforms and sharing a message of peace. It can be as simple as looking out for friends and family and making sure that you know where you would go to for help. At Avon, we've got a network of NGOs, charities that provide hotlines and refuge services across the world. And if you know anybody who you think needs help, or even if you're not sure what signs to look for, then there's places like that you can go to get help. But really, this is about speaking out together. It's about each individual making a small change or taking an action to change the world and make the world more peaceful through a collective effort.
Wonderful. I was looking at a research paper recently, being the academic that I am, and it was talking about how you may not be aware of the impact that you actually have, the influence and power that you have in everyday life, because we think you need to be a head of state or you need to be a famous person to make a difference in the world. And in this study, they noticed that when you notice something positive about someone and you tell them something positive about them, it lifts them up so much. And it could be noticing how kind they are to someone, or some talent or ability that they have. But the fact that you see it and you say something can have this huge impact in their life, and you will never know. And so for me, the call to action is to look and find the good things in the world and the good things that people are doing, and to tell them that you noticed, that you saw what they did. You saw the goodness in them. You saw the act of kindness that they did, and let them know. Because so often the feedback that we get is critical. We feel like we fall short, that we're not enough. And what we don't hear enough of is how wonderful we all are. And I think if we could change the conversation where we start pointing out how wonderful everyone is, then that elevates them, and they start saying, oh, I'm the type of person who does this. I'm the type of person who promotes women. I'm the type of person who listens. I'm the type of person who is generous, that is kind, that is looking out for the other person. And that we can reinforce that just by noticing. So I would want to put that out there as well. We have a few more minutes. So I just want to open it up and say, are there any closing remarks that you want to make? Is there something that someone said that triggered a thought that you wanted to put out there? Let me know in the last 4 minutes that we have. Go ahead, Liv.
Let me just jump in, because I think we're talking about the subject, which violence, which is massive. We see the triggers out there. Inequality, injustice, we see the anger and polarization. And I'm not going to repeat everything that has been said before, but we know the magnitude of the problem, and we know the solutions. We know how smart it is to invest in fixing this. Now, we need political will, and we need to mobilize. So it's not really, and I'd like to just repeat this point, this is not rocket science. It's stupid not to address this. So let's just join hands and do this, because we know what to do, and we can fix the problems. I just end up with that.
I think, Liv, you're so right on that. And so often people think this is just about people making the moral case. And I think what we've done today is to make not only the moral case, but the economic case. When it's costing the world $12 trillion annually in violence against women and girls, just think about what we could do with that $12 trillion to deliver the SDGs. So it's smart to do this. It's not only right and just, but also it's a denial of human rights. And justice really counts. And so I just want to say that we also have an opportunity to equalize the law. And you'll know that's one of the other things that the Commonwealth Secretariat are doing with the UN, with Antonio, we're doing that, but also that we're engaging with the WHO, all of us. But it's at every level. And I'm so glad we've got Avon and business, because it's absolutely right what was said. Doing good is good for business. It makes good sense. And the more we do good, the healthier we are, the happier we are, the kinder the world is, the richer we will be in every sense of the word. So business, I want to just give a big shout out, a big applause to Avon and those like Avon who are in the fight with us.
Fantastic. And with that, Secretary General, I think you had the last word. The smart money invests in peace.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement. And we all have, we all want to have a good return on investment, and we all want to have a better world. And so what I love about this is that we can have both. We can have the world that we want to live in, and it's smart money. Yes. Thank you so much for this panel. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. And we're on to the next panel.